name's Ava Ginter, and this is my audience. Lisa on the phone, my mom Amy, my brother and his fiance Erica and Cameron on the phone, and then my dad Sean. Alright, and I'm doing my speech on placebo effects today. Have you ever noticed that sometimes just believing you'll feel better actually starts to make you feel better? You may think that it's wishful thinking, but it's more than that. What you're experiencing is a glimpse into the fascinating placebo effect, a phenomenon that shows just how much the mind and body are connected. A few years ago, I had persistent insomnia. I had tried everything, from herbal teas to meditation to even sleeping with no screens. Nothing had worked for long. Then my friend Josie had recommended an over-the-counter sleep aid. I was hesitant at first, but also exhausted, so I gave it a try. Within a week, I was finally sleeping throughout the whole night. Later on, I was doing some research and I decided to search up this product. What I had found is that it was actually basically a sugar pill, so there's no active ingredients at all. This had shocked me. How did something with no real medicine actually help me sleep? That experience is what first got me interested in the placebo effect. As I dug into the science behind it, I had found there's so much more beneath the surface. From brain chemistry to learned behaviors, this wasn't just a mental trick, it was actually a biological response. Today I would like to share with you what I have learned. We will explore the placebo effect on a scientific level, how our expectations shape our health outcomes, and also the ethical questions that come with the placebo effect. So let's start by taking a look at what is the placebo effect and how does it work. The placebo effect isn't just a psychological trick. It is a complex interplay between neurobiology and physiology. A placebo effect can be a saline injection or a sugar pill, something that looks like real medicine but isn't actually. But yet, when someone takes it and they believe that it'll help, it actually can produce measurable changes. Studies have shown over and over again that taking a placebo can help reduce pain, improve mood, and influence other physical functions. Here's a breakdown of what's going on. When we expect to feel relief, especially from pain, our brain releases endorphins, which is our body's natural painkillers. These endorphins will make a chemical response with the receptors of the same as opioids, and that will cause reduced pain. Similarly, dopamine is our body's feel-good chemical, and that can just be released by thinking you're being treated. And I got that from Vendetti, Fabrizio, Placebo Effects, 2008. In another case study, in Placebo Effects in Pain, a brief review of neurobiological mechanisms by Atlas Lauren Y. and Olga of D'Amello, it showed in neuroimaging studies that if you had thought that being like your brain, or if you had thought that placebos would help, your brain can alter its functions. So if you think you're taking, for example, a placebo for pain, your anterior cingulate cortex and insula can actually show less activity because you think you're being treated. Now that we've unpacked what a placebo effect is on a biological level, let's take a look at our next key ingredient, which is expectation. Expectations are our engine driving factor. When we expect that we are going to feel good, that alone expectation can actually help reduce pain and also cause healing. So that's called expectation of benefit. Expectation of benefit has been proven to help cure and help pain and fatigue all the way to depression and anxiety. And I got that from Norman Daniel E. Physiology and the Placebo Effect. A few other really strong factors would be the power of belief. So the stronger you believe it'll work, the more it actually will. Therapeutic context, so your environment, if you have a clean environment, a quiet space, and then also just the people around you play a big role. And then anticipation of relief. So if you expect to feel better, your stress is reduced as well as your anxiety. In conclusion, as we've seen, our mind and our body being connected so well, it plays a huge impact. We now know that placebos can cause chemical changes, influence how we experience pain, and help with recovery. But with that power comes great responsibility. When placebos are in medicine, we have to take into consideration ethics, honesty, and patient autonomy. In the end, though, science and our personal stories is what helps keep us healthy and strong. Thank you.